Nigeria is currently facing, guys, its worst economic crisis.
Food poverty. We have strikes going on. Lack of electricity.
These people are killing themselves, breaking their backs. What in the world is Tinubu doing? Like, is he actually doing?
We, in his eyes, we need sacrificing citizens to fulfill the dreams of the founding fathers. What type of backwards psychology is that? Ask yourself, Mr. Tinubu, are you making the founding fathers proud?
Happy Monday, diaspora, or should I say, sad Monday. With a continent as rich as honey, and a continent which fully carries an abundance of resources that keeps the entire world running and powers our modern day technology, this continent continues to lose, this continent continues to suffer, and at the moment, this continent can't even supply its own people with consistent electricity and good working jobs. This continent is Africa. The giants of Africa having its worst economic crisis in decades, and doomsday continues in the Gold Coast. When will it end? All this coming up on today's show with no bias, no lies, real vim, real Kasa. Hey viewers, if you're looking for some amazing West African cuisines here in Jersey, visit Legit African Touch at 52 Ferry Street, South River, New Jersey. Only continental dishes, Mama's Secret. Preferably Ghanaian or Nigerian dishes, all in Legit African Touch. Visit Legit African Touch now. On today's show, I am bringing you a very special guest star, guys, and former Nigerian co-host from Afrobeats Unscripted. If you remember her, she is Precious Osuji, aka New Mahogany, to discuss with me on the economic crisis taking place in Nigeria, Ghana, and other parts of West Africa. Welcome, Precious, or should I say New Mahogany?
Thank you, Sam. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
I'm very
absolutely.
honored and grateful to be here. Congratulations on the Real Kasa Show.
Hey,
and I'm
thank you.
very eager to get into the conversation today. I think we have some important things to discuss, some important things that will bring awareness, which is the most important part, because we cannot remain ignorant as a diaspora. We cannot remain blind to what's going on and pretending that, oh, because we're in America, yippee-yi-yi-yay-yay, nothing is going on in our motherland.
Facts.
So
I think we love being just like, again, I mean, I've said this on the past couple episodes, we love being oblivious, or we act like there's nothing happening to our people abroad, like they're literally suffering and we're here just crossing our arms, you know, like we can't continue to do this. We have to be very vigilant, you know, and attentive to what's going on. So this is coming to you today about the Nigeria economic crisis and why it's been so bad as of late. So an article published by New York Times on June 11, 2024 reads, quote, "Nigeria confronts its worst economic crisis in a generation." What is going on, Precious? Like, why?
So let's talk about what's going on, right?
Yeah, let's go into it.
We have food poverty. We have strikes going on. We have lack of electricity. We have fuel subsidy. There's no fuel. The educational resources are at an all-time low. Hospitals are shutting down. Government officials are acting like they have no clue what's going on, and they're just allowing the people to just suffer and continue to say, have resilience, guys, or have faith in God, something is going to happen. But where is the faith that we have to have in our own government?
Exactly.
We need to have trust in the government that they are working, or they want to work to do things to encourage and empower our people.
Absolutely.
But that's not what's going on. And we know it. Greed, fighting for power, corruption, and all of this is having negative impacts on the people of Nigeria. I mean, to begin with, wages are at an all-time low, right? We are fighting in Nigeria to have a minimum wage of 250,000 naira a month. Currently, the minimum wage is 33,000 naira a month.
And how much is that? That's like in dollars. That's like what, $20?
That's about $20, $25.
20-something dollars, yeah. Like,
for a month's
it's
worth
truly
of
sad.
work.
Because what? Oh, you're working that many hours for only $20.
For $20. And
Wow,
what the government, the
truly bad.
federal government proposed after several weeks of just pushing it off and pretending like it doesn't exist and nobody's complaining, they're offering $62,000 naira a month.
Wow.
Which is equivalent to about 35 US dollars.
Jeez.
To continue to put it into perspective, a bag of rice cost about 75,000 naira. A bag of rice.
75,000.
75,000 naira.
Wow.
A bag of rice. That's nearly double what they're getting paid in an entire month.
Let's just, like, I hope you guys are really listening. Like, let's just put into perspective. These people are killing themselves, breaking their backs just to make that much and transfer it over. It's like nothing. You know what I mean? These are pennies in US dollars, right? So to piggyback off of what she said and, you know, to reiterate on what exactly is going on in Nigeria, Nigeria is currently facing, guys, its worst economic crisis, you know? And today, and it seems like as if there's really no way out. You know, just 2 years ago, Nigeria was Africa's biggest economy, correct?
Yes, sir.
So now to date, Nigeria is projected to drop to 4th place this year. With Nigeria not being able to get their act together, it seems as if this will truly be like a long 3 weeks, you know, especially for Ghana, right? And we're going to go into that and what's happening in Ghana. Unions in Nigeria, you know, they've shut down hospitals, like you said, courts, schools, airports, and even their own parliament. What in the world is Tinubu doing? Like, is he actually doing?
So actually, two things about Tinubu. I know that he's traveling this week to South Africa for
I hope I said his name right, Tinubu.
Tinubu.
Yeah.
I know that he's traveling this week to South Africa for the president's inauguration down there. And it's interesting because this past Sunday, he said, and I quote, that the country needs sacrificing citizens to fulfill the dreams of its founding fathers.
Wow.
We, in his eyes, we need sacrificing citizens to fulfill the dreams of the founding fathers. What type of backwards psychology is that?
They're already sacrificing themselves, though, unknowingly.
What more
You know what I mean?
sacrifice? Yeah, what more sacrifice
what
can
more
they
sacrifice?
do? They're putting in long hours of work to be paid nothing. They're trying their best to support their families. And whose job is it to be making the sacrifices? I want the leadership of Nigeria to at least be an example, right? What sacrifices has Tinubu made since he's been in office?
I truly believe that Tinubu has to be out of office. I truly believe that, I don't know if they do impeachments or whatever, but they need to get him out because it's truly sickening when you have these old politicians, like I've said in previous episodes, crossing their arms, letting their people literally suffer, right? Suffer for pennies, for simple kwacha, simple naira, simple cedi. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
A rand.
And if we're talking again about the dreams of the founding fathers, what were the dreams of the founding fathers of Nigeria? Economic prosperity, education and enlightenment.
Yes.
Family.
Welfare, like
welfare,
all that.
And independence. And so if these are the dreams of the founding fathers, why is it not within the government's hands to make these things happen for its people when they have the power to?
Yeah.
Instead, they're pocketing money, they're flying on their jets, they're going here, they're going there, but your people are suffering. So ask yourself, Mr. Tinubu, are you making the founding fathers proud? Are you living up to their standards and their dreams and their wishes? One thing I feel like we have to remember is that this life is short, right?
Yeah.
And it's not just about what is going on now and the title and the position that you have, but what is more important is the legacy. Am I right?
The legacy that you're bringing.
The legacy
you know?
that you're bringing.
And you're building.
And that you're building.
That's what's really important. And that's why it's important for the diaspora to truly understand these things and go back home and build something. You know what I mean? Build a legacy that is worthwhile. You know what I'm saying? So that's truly Like,
what are they leaving for us to come back to?
That's truly what's important, for real. But I truly do believe that he came into power to cause havoc, you know, or to actually, or did he come into power to actually better the nation? Is it to cause havoc or to better the nation? Because all I've seen truly is him causing havoc in Nigeria. People are protesting and going on strike in attempts to force the government to pay them pennies. To increase a monthly salary of $20, only $20, this is a disgrace. It's a truly a disgrace to our people.
It's a violation of basic human rights. That's what it is.
Right. So let's go into why this is happening, right? So inflation, like she said, has been at an all-time high, and people are scrambling for money in any possible way to maintain themselves in these times. So due to Nigeria's economic crisis, it has also affected other West African countries such as Ghana, Togo, and Benin, according to the West African Gas Pipeline Company, which is also going through an intense economic crisis at the moment with high cost of living. There has been a 3-week interruption in electricity power supply due to a reduction in gas supply from Nigeria. So with Nigeria not being able to basically get their act together, it seems as if this will truly be a long 3 weeks for Ghana. The cause of power cuts is also due to rapid population growth and constant urbanization taking place in Ghana as well. So while Nigeria is one of the biggest oil exporters in the world and heavily dependent on having petroleum imported into the country, there's been a lot of mismanagement and underinvestment, which has caused their refineries to produce any gasoline as of late.
They're nearly impossible.
They're mismanaging their resources. And this is the problem we're facing in Africa. We're allowing other people, foreigners, to come into the country and misuse our resources, misuse our minerals, or at least abuse our minerals. You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean.
People don't realize, like in Congo, for example, right? I think people forget the reason why we have iPads that are functioning, the reason why we have, you know, our iPhones and all these different things. It's coming from coltan, cobalt, all these resources that are powering our electricity. You know what I mean? This is truly the reason why, you know.
And that's not even to touch on the child laborers that are digging these resources up.
Yes.
At
the
zero
intense
cost.
child labor. Illegal.
Illegal.
Would they do that? Would they do that in America?
No, they
would they do that? Would they allow that?
No,
would they allow
would
our
not.
children in America to be doing, you know, illegal child mining? Absolutely not.
way.
Absolutely not. So why is that happening in Nigeria?
Why do we allow the exploitation?
Or why is that happening in Congo? Or why is that happening in Ghana? Why are we using the little ones? You know what I mean? We should be also trying to just better ourselves, keeping our resources and paying people the right way. You know what I mean? Basically getting our bang for our buck. I use the right term. Yeah, so basically that's what it is, you know? So an article published by BBC reads, quote, Ghana braces for 3 weeks of power cuts. In Ghana,
3 weeks.
Yeah. In Ghana, the country is used to having temporary or even permanent power outages for an extended period of time, to the point where they've created a term for it called doomso, right? And English, doomso means on and off in English. However, this time it's different because, you know, their main supplier of gas is located in Nigeria. And an unnamed gas supplier in Nigeria has been going through a period of maintenance, which has caused them to temporarily shut down their services. And as a result, it has caused a huge disruption to the power supplies in Ghana. So there has been a massive uproar from, you know, the Ghanaian community, and the companies are doing everything they can to assure that all the residents are given electricity in their households. But it may come at the expense of the government in Ghana, right? I don't think they're really telling us the reason behind this gas cut. You know what I mean?
Of
like
course
the
not.
electricity, you know, the power shortage, right? I truly
It was
do believe
easy for them to just blame it on Nigeria, was it not?
But Ghana owes Nigeria over $300 million in debt. They're in $300 million in debt, and that's what they're not telling us here, right? So in my opinion, even though Ghana has been dealing with these power outages for years, right, I believe that by now, right? The government should be able to have properly maintained power supplies now that we have advanced technology, right? And gadgets that are being made that help for further advance in performance.
But everything comes down to poor leadership.
Poor leadership. Why are we the continent with the richest resources, with the richest minerals, yet we can't simply supply our countries with electricity? And other countries are thriving off our resources, yet where it's coming from truly doesn't have anything though. You know what I'm saying? Poor leadership, just as you said, Precious.
Very poor leadership.
Just as you said, poor leadership.
And it's quite interesting because this is just history repeating itself, right?
Yeah.
We look
This
back.
is not new.
This is not new,
guys.
This is not new whatsoever. We've seen poor leadership in Nigeria. We've seen poor leadership in Ghana, but the effects that it's having on the civilians, on the citizens, is what we need to continue to bring awareness to and to continue to talk about.
Absolutely.
Because these leaders cannot continue to get away with the things that they're doing at the expense of their own people. It's not okay.
Sacrificing. And now Tinubu is saying that, oh, we need to sacrifice for
our... What more is there to sacrifice?
Like, what is there more to sacrifice here? People are already selling themselves. You know what I mean? Women are selling themselves, selling their bodies for money. You know what I mean?
And because of this poor leadership, we've seen what? Increase in violence.
Yeah.
Increase in theft. So they are setting the stage for all of the negativity that is occurring within the country.
Yep, they're setting the stage for us to truly destroy ourselves.
That's,
you know what I mean?
Is that the goal?
I think that's the goal here, right? And I mean that's what the Western powers want, right?
Right.
This is what they love. You know, the fact that we are destroying ourselves, the fact that we can't even simply supply ourselves with the right resources, right? Mm-hmm. Where it's needed, this is what they want. And truly it's working, right? But we need to be better than that. So, you know, I truly believe the government should make things like this a priority because everything that happens within, you know, these countries not only affects these countries, but it affects the community and the country, like the continent as a whole. You know, residents should not have to be fighting or stressing over whether or not, you know, they should worry about if they will be living in the dark for the rest of their lives and the rest of their days, you know. The government should find ways that they can work together with these companies, not just the ones in Ghana, but in other African countries to develop a plan that will help to reduce the number of power outages that are currently happening. You know, increase awareness and invest in implementing new technology or strategies that power companies, you know what I mean? So that can really improve the performance, you know, of just everything that we need within these countries as well. It's truly sad because we cannot maintain our own resources. Ghana, one of the world's biggest producers of cocoa and gold, has become heavy reliant on gas as a major source of energy for electricity, yet can't maintain it, right? So this is basically what we're facing in Africa, in West Africa specifically right now. And it's truly sad, Precious. It's absolutely
It's very, very sad. And let's discuss why it is so important for us as the diaspora in America to bring awareness and to talk about these issues.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like at the end of the day, we're in America, you know, I mean, the diaspora, they're all over the world. They're in America, they're in the UK, they're everywhere. In India, they're in, you know, China, we're everywhere. I truly believe that in other countries and where, you know, it's supposed better and the living conditions are better and there's better education, you know, better opportunities, after gaining knowledge, you know, the knowledge and wisdom and also gaining opportunities, we should be able to, again, take that and bring it back to our people, right?
We must remember our roots.
Yeah, I mean, it simply comes down to that. I hate repeating myself with this because it's truly just like, we've been saying it for decades, we've been saying it for centuries, yet we're not seeing anything. We're not seeing anything, any progress, right, in Africa truly. I mean, we do see progress, but it's progress in like 2-5 year, like, you know, it goes up and down like a roller coaster. You know, 2 5-year timestamps, like that's where we're seeing the progress, and then we just go right back down. Again, right now, we're seeing a decline. Just last year, we talked about Africa rising,
Yes,
standing
we
for
did.
what's right for us. And now it just seems like we're doing a little backwards, a backward step here, right? So, I mean, the message for today was just to simply, understand that we need to maintain our resources and be able to give the people what they truly need and stop the nonsense, stop the buffoonery, talking about sacrifice, talking about, oh, we need to, it's just, it's too much propaganda here,
It's very
lies.
much propaganda.
There's so much lies going on. There's so much pointing fingers. It's a blame game here. Oh, this country is doing this. Oh, but they're the cause of this. They're the cause of that. No, I feel like as Africans, we should be one here,
Right.
trying to truly just be able to supply each other where, we need help,
Because if unity is to be achieved, then we all have to work together. And at very first and foremost, hold the correct people accountable.
Yep.
And those people must hold themselves accountable as well, which they are not.
Which they're not.
Which they are not. But it is platforms like this that continue to bring awareness and to continue to bring the ideas that will help spark something brand new.
Yeah.
And in Africa, we stand.
Africa, we stand. So, I mean, I hope Nigeria and I hope Ghana and I hope the other West African countries as well, like as Benin, Togo, that are going through this crisis currently with a shortage of power, I pray that God really gets everyone through this. There's so much violence going on. There's so much atrocities going on, especially within DR Congo, within Sudan. It's truly crazy. I don't know the words to express how I feel when I hear these things, happening, but
it's painful.
It's truly painful.
It's very painful.
But thank you so much, Precious, for coming on the show today. It was amazing
so
talking to you about discussing with you on this topic.
Likewise.
And we'll be having you back. We'll be having you back. Absolutely.
On the Real Kasa Show.
On the Real Kasa Show. So thank you guys. Unfortunately, that is all the time we have for today. So we'll see you soon. Stay vigilant, stay tuned, and we'll see you on the next episode of the Real Kasa Show. Yes. What up, viewers of the Real Kasa Show? Make sure to follow the Real Kasa Show on X, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok as well. Real Kasa Show, Mondays at 9 p.m. always.